if anybody know about business, you don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere. Okay? So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is this, I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the controlling.
He don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests
that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then
We debunked this reporting, but the gist of it was that Dan Geiger, the BI reporter, said that you didn't do the $400 million Black Spruce deal. Mm-hmm. And you sued BI and Geiger for defamation recently. You said that Geiger harassed you and your family through hundreds of phone calls, and you also said his reporting was racially biased. What do you hope to get out of suing Geiger? Why did you do that?
Well, I leave that to the judge. I leave that to the lawyers. I just want the people to know, I'm 48 years old. I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the questions.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
6. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah, because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones.
We had to invest in a brand new cash counting machine specifically for Floyd. The one we had, it was just not that great, so we spent a little more money.
I'm pretty sure I'd be upset too if I was somebody else. I'd be mad at Mayweather too. 29 years or 30 years, you keep getting money like this. I'd be mad too. I'd be hating on Mayweather too. Continue to hate. People only talk about winners. I'm a winner, so continue to talk. Keep your bread fresh. Put it in the bag. Want me the bread, man? Tip money. I'm gonna throw it in headset. Throw it in the Floyd bag. See, I'm born crocodile phones, Himalayan phones, crocodile bags.
Floyd Mayweather is broke. The man who earned over $1 billion in his career just lost everything. And the way it happened is absolutely wild.
Because he's still waiting on the 1.5 from Floyd Mayweather. He made this video simultaneously with the beef with Le'Veon, and I don't know, maybe it's coincidence, maybe it isn't.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. The fight nobody asked for except me. I need this because if Floyd wins, he can finally pay me my $1.5 million. I don't care about the legacy fight. I don't care that these men have a combined age of 100 years. I care that Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, uses those same hands that made him 100 million to Venmo me my money. And Floyd, if you're watching this, win it and pay me back, or I'm gonna send my goons after you. Gotcha. Hey.
I really don't know why I watched that. Yeah, listen, dude. Logan is, again, functionally a coward for not doing this. I was really excited for it, too. I couldn't wait. That was about to be content, stud. But, I mean, okay, yes, I understand if he is...
So here's what nobody's talking about. Floyd went on Joe Rogan's podcast and tried to spin this disaster like it's no big deal. He's sitting there claiming he still has private jets and hundreds of buildings, saying if this is what broke looks like, then everyone wants to be broke. But here's the kicker: creditors are literally seizing his Bugatti as we speak. His strip club owes back taxes. He still owes Logan Paul $1.5 million from 4 years ago. This isn't some temporary cash flow problem. This is a complete financial collapse of epic proportions. And the deeper you dig into how this happened, the more insane it gets.
18 million of the money was lost. So to lose 19 of 20 million, I mean, what did you go to the casino over and over? Like, you know. So Rechnitz, now mind you, this is Floyd's new buddy, his new financial advisor. Rechnitz became what prosecutors called, quote, one of the single most important and prolific white-collar cooperating witnesses in the recent history of the Southern District of New York, testifying in multiple federal corruption trials. He claimed to have weekly phone conversations with Mayor de Blasio on his personal cell phone in exchange for campaign contributions. De Blasio, of course, is never charged. Now in court, Rechnitz paints himself as a changed man. While living in New York, I felt pressure to become a big shot, he told the judge.
Joe Rogan called it exactly right during that podcast. He looked Floyd dead in the eye and said the way he spent money is why he ended up broke. We're talking about a man who bought million-dollar watches like normal people buy coffee. Floyd hired someone whose only job was to clean his cars daily. He spent $12,000 every single week at one Japanese steakhouse. He never wore the same underwear twice. Think about that for a second. This man was burning through money so fast that even earning $1 billion wasn't enough to keep up with his lifestyle. And that's just the beginning of this financial disaster.
Months in prison, 5 months house arrest, but he's yet to serve any time. He got sentenced to 10 months in 2019. Five months in prison, 5 months and house arrest, but he's yet to serve any time. His sentencing has been repeatedly delayed and reassigned to different judges. But he remains free nearly 9 years after pleading guilty. So he's been out of jail for 9 years. The guy hasn't even done his 5 months. So he's got his hand in the corruption cookie jar still, it seems like. After the scandal, he moved back to LA, where he's from, and became a jeweler. He launched Jadel Jewelry and Diamonds, leveraging connections to celebrities like...
Wait, it gets worse. A tweet just went viral with over 7 million views breaking down exactly how Floyd blew through all that money. Expert Akash Gupta laid out the numbers and they're absolutely mind-blowing. Floyd once threw $50,000 into a pool for strippers just to show off. He bought diamond-crusted gadgets, a $10 million engagement ring, and dozens of luxury cars. His 2 private jets cost him $60 million and $30 million, respectively. Gambling drained millions more on top of everything else. Even when someone stole $7 million worth of his jewelry, he didn't slow down for a second. The IRS came after him for $22 million in back taxes, but all his wealth was tied up in assets he couldn't quickly sell.
Sports.
Oh, yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's gonna say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available.
Now here's where it gets absolutely wild. It's 2026 and everything is falling apart. The first private jet is already sold. A court just authorized creditors to seize his Bugatti. His team went to Showtime asking them to open the books on his career earnings to figure out where all the money went. You know what Showtime told them? The records were destroyed in a flood. You can't make this stuff up. A car dealer who sold Floyd over 100 vehicles revealed that Floyd always paid in cash and loved showing off his wealth. But that same mentality that made him a marketing genius also destroyed his finances.
Mayweather get that 6-fight, $250 million contract, but what was unheard of about it, Mayweather got to pick his own opponents and still get paid. Mayweather, the persona he cultivated, whether you like it or not, has sold tickets. He was a big draw. He was the top earning athlete 2012 to 2014. Mayweather did his thing for sure. But in this lawsuit, it is alleged that while Mayweather was paid several $100 million through his different associated, those 6 fights with Showtime, and then he did, after that, he did the Pacquiao, for which he received a $100 million check, but he was supposed to get $200 million. He got a $100 million check, but he was supposed to get, so it's easy to get blinded, like, it's a lot.
Listen to this part because it explains everything. Wade Plemons confirmed that Floyd still owes Logan Paul $1.5 million from their exhibition fight. This is 4 years later and Floyd can't pay Logan Paul. Logan Paul, let that sink in for a minute. The man who made hundreds of millions in single fights can't come up with $1.5 million. That's not cash flow problems. That's being completely tapped out. And the ongoing disputes over unpaid money are just the tip of the iceberg.
He fought Conor McGregor, huge. He fought Pacquiao. So now he's talking about fighting Mike Tyson. He does seem to be having money problems. And I don't care how many goddamn watches he bought, the amount of money he made boxing, unless he's been getting swindled on the business end. Once you start getting into having hundreds of millions of dollars, you're getting $10, $15 million a year or 20, 30, $40 million a year in interest. Right? If you're just in the stock market is like doubled in the last 4 years, right? I mean, so Al Heyman is this, he's not like a Don King, he doesn't have that reputation, he has this, that he's a brilliant business.
Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Floyd is reportedly facing serious financial strain, and analysts are pointing to his new manager as a major contributing factor. His extravagant lifestyle, combined with questionable management decisions, has intensified his money troubles beyond belief. According to court testimony, one of the key figures in this scenario is Jonah Ricknitz, described as one of the most important white-collar cooperating witnesses in recent history. This guy had weekly phone conversations with Mayor de Blasio on his personal cell phone in exchange for campaign contributions. Observers are comparing his situation to Floyd's, suggesting that similar pressures and management choices can completely destroy someone's finances.
Let's get to the TMZ. Floyd Mayweather sues Showtime, saying, "I'm missing hundreds of millions of dollars." Floyd Mayweather Jr. says he made over $1 billion in earnings over his legendary career, but the 50-0 fighter claims all the money didn't make it to his bank account. He is now suing Showtime, claiming they played a big role in his ex-manager screwing him out of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the lawsuit filed by Floyd in California and obtained by TMZ Sports, Mayweather says he's gunning to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in the misappropriated funds and damages resulting from long...
Here's the kicker that nobody saw coming. Eddie Atlas points out that public perception of Floyd has shifted dramatically. The same people who once cheered and celebrated his success are now mocking him. They're finding humor in what many consider his most significant downfall. The fans who once admired his extravagant lifestyle and undefeated record are now questioning every financial choice he ever made. Atlas says this reversal is a stark reminder of how quickly public opinion can change. Floyd's journey from celebrated champion to a figure facing criticism shows just how fragile fame and fortune really are.
Those parties to see whether or not this is something that Floyd should have known about or did know about or maybe did not understand, because it seems very, very funny that Floyd would not know that the money was getting paid to Al Heyman and not directly to him. Regardless, I don't know the outcome of that. I will talk about this though. The absolute blatant karma up in Floyd Mayweather's face for all the smack he talked about Muhammad Ali and how Muhammad Ali's name was only worth $50 million and he sold half of his name for $50 million and how he's made so much more money and that makes him all of that. Talked about how Muhammad Ali, I'm sure, or I don't know if he did, but I'd heard, talked about Floyd. Yeah, he did, because he talked about his money and how he
Now get this, an economics expert broke down Floyd's financial situation and revealed something shocking. Al Heyman, Floyd's longtime advisor, helped him secure a 6-fight, $250 million contract that let Floyd pick his opponents while still getting paid. That arrangement was nearly unheard of in boxing. Floyd became one of the top-earning athletes between 2012 and 2014, selling tickets and generating massive revenue. But here's where it gets crazy. Lawsuits allege that while Floyd received hundreds of millions through various associates, he was actually underpaid in key fights. The Pacquiao fight netted him $100 million when he was supposed to receive $200 million. When amounts reach hundreds of millions, missing out on expected payments creates massive financial strain.
In this video. Now, I've been covering boxing for double-digit years. Allow me to take you through it. A simple Google search shows Floyd Mayweather. You type in his name, you're gonna see some fight photos and whatnot. But the top stories, and there's multiple stories, and we're gonna take a look at some of them. But as mentioned, Business Insider is now reporting what you see on the screen, that Floyd Mayweather is being accused in lawsuits of owing millions of dollars for luxury watches, gold, and rent on palatial apartment, right? The bullet points. Floyd was sued for allegedly failing to pay rent.
Hold up, did you catch what just happened? Floyd is taking his former business partners to court despite earning over $1 billion. Analysts point out that these lawsuits appear to be an effort to recover money Floyd believes is owed to him, or to address perceived mismanagement by people he once trusted. Throughout his career, Floyd lived a lifestyle few could imagine. He owned dozens of luxury cars, multiple private jets, and high-end properties while investing heavily in jewelry, gadgets, and extravagant events. Gambling alone cost him millions, and unpaid taxes added even more pressure.
Since the $500K, $500,000 in arrears plus late fees minus a deposit that Mayweather paid at the start of the lease and the $100,000 catch-up payment. So they deducted what he did submit when he was made aware of this, the $100K, and I guess a deposit. So the remaining balance is that. An attorney for Mayweather did not provide a comment by deadline. He has not responded to the lawsuit in court. In a separate legal matter, so we've already went over one with this luxury condo in Manhattan, right? But a separate legal matter, a Miami jeweler sued Floyd Mayweather last month, alleging the boxer owes more than $1 million for jewelry that he took but never paid for.
That's it for today's video.
And here's what makes this story even more incredible. Floyd Mayweather built his reputation not just as a legendary boxer, but as a symbol of pure extravagance. He flaunted extreme wealth at every opportunity. His lifestyle was so lavish that he employed staff solely to maintain his possessions. But recent reports reveal that behind the glamorous image lies a complicated financial reality that's completely different from what he projected. Despite earning over $1 billion, his spending habits, gambling losses, and tax obligations have significantly impacted his net worth. Stories of unpaid taxes, ongoing lawsuits, and rumors of financial strain contrast sharply with the public persona he maintained for years. So there you have it. Floyd Mayweather went from earning over $1 billion to having his assets seized by creditors. This isn't just about one athlete's financial problems. This is about what happens when unchecked extravagance meets poor financial management, even at the highest levels of success. What once seemed like endless riches has become a cautionary tale that every athlete should pay attention to. Here's my question for you, drop it in the comments. Do you think Floyd can recover from this, or is his financial empire completely done? If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening behind the scenes, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into combat sports business, and hit that notification bell because this story is far from over.